good handful of people on YouTube. So if you guys want to jump over to YouTube now, go ahead and do that. And we're starting the broadcast on YouTube. Aloha and welcome back, everyone, once again for another Inspirational Team Tarot broadcast. Thank you so much for joining in. My name is Brendan, aka Mystic Spider-Man, here once again to be able to bring forth the wisdom of the cosmos into this moment, to be able to share some inspiration with you guys. So we'll get started into our first reading momentarily. Thank you again, everyone, for joining in on all platforms. For those of you who are tuned in on Twitch, special thank you to you. We're still getting things rolling on Twitch, so if you guys want to leave some comments on Twitch, go ahead and do that. Hey Leo Rick, thank you so much for joining in. And again, we are also broadcasting on YouTube and Instagram and Twitch and TikTok all at once. So for those of you tuned in on Instagram or on TikTok, if you guys can do me a favor, I'd really appreciate it if you can jump over to YouTube if that works for you. And to do that, simply click the link in my profile and you can make the jump there as well. And yeah, we'll get into a first reading just to be able to get things rolling. And then from there, we'll get into some additional readings as people who are contributing on the PayPal and the Patreon. And I'll explain a little bit more about that as we go, as we have more people tuned in and ready to be able to join us. So just give me a few seconds here as we just set things up. And yeah, as we get a few people tuned in on YouTube, I'd love to be able to just bring a special opportunity for those of you in YouTube to be able to jump in to help facilitate the first reading. But I'll probably just kind of pull the first card just like intuitively, and then from there we'll get right into it. So perfect. All right. Okay, cool. All right. Awesome. Sweet. Well, thank you again, everyone. For those of you on TikTok, go ahead, leave some comments down in the chat. Let us know that you guys are here. I think we're going to start off. We'll start off with the Lightworker Oracle deck today. And again, for those of you who may be new to these broadcasts, the way how we do these, everyone's kind of got their own personal style for how they do tarot and oracle. And when I do these aren't necessarily meant to be like predictive fortune telling. It's more just an opportunity for the cards to serve as a mirror for us to be able to receive some additional insight to be able to help support us on our path. So what we're going to do, we're going to just get right into the first reading. And then from there, for those of you tuned in, you guys are welcome to be able to help support by contributing on PayPal or Patreon. So it's simple, pay what you wish kind of sliding scale, asking contribution $5 on PayPal, which gives you a reading on air. And when we do the readings, they're for anybody who happens to be tuned in, but you'll be helping facilitate the reading as well. So we'll do like a little meditation and guide you through that. And every time that we do this, it's always an awesome opportunity for us to be able to come together and connect as a team. So thank you again so much, everyone, for just joining in and adding your support. And again, we'll be working towards also reaching more of our Patreon goals today. We're currently at 98 supporters on Patreon. Let's work towards reaching 100 on Patreon today. So if you guys are new to my work, feel free to just hang out and get a feel for how we do things here. If you guys are already familiar with my content, maybe you've been following me for a while, then definitely consider joining on the Patreon. That's where you can connect further within our community as a leading member. And we have additional perks there to be able to help support you, such as ongoing support for your journey as a conscious media creator, access to exclusive conscious events within the community. Today we have our Conscious Creator Collaboration Circle. So yeah, if you're a conscious creator, definitely feel free to check out the Patreon and the opportunities that we have there. For those of you on Twitch, I don't have like the join command kind of set up. Again, the way how we have it set up, I'll just copy paste in the chat. Basically, again, the way how we have it set up, I'll get into a first reading right off the bat, but then from there, additional readings are available through PayPal contributions and through joining in on the Patreon. And there's some special perks again for the Patreon. But we'll get right into our first reading and just to be able to get things rolling. And thank you again, everyone, for joining in. So we're going to be starting off with the Lightworker Oracle deck. So again, for those of you who may be new, my name is Brendan, Mystic Spider-Man, doing these live tarot broadcasts here Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. EDT, holding space for the community. And when we do these are an opportunity to be able to receive additional inspiration to support us on our journey of shifting consciousness. So let's get right into our first reading. If you guys are ready for this first reading, just drop an 1111 in the chat. Let me know. Give me that feedback there. And yeah, excited to be able to see what messages are going to come through for each of us today. So we'll build up some momentum. If you guys want to let your friends know we're here, super appreciate it. I'd love to be able to have more people tuned in as we get things rolling. And yeah, let's get things started with our first reading. So let me just double check things are all in place. Perfect. Leo, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. Jessica, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch as well. And yeah, you guys are Again, I'm excited for you guys to be here because there's not a lot of new people who are joining in on Twitch, but we got a pretty cool community, much beyond what we do here on Twitch. So, all right, let's start things off here. So, just inviting everybody to be able to join us in collectively setting the intention. Show us what we need to see. So when we do these readings, again, they're for anybody who happens to be tuned in right now. So we're going to do a little meditation. You guys are welcome to be able to join us. And yeah, from there, we'll do continued readings for people contributing on the PayPal, the Patreon. And yeah, we'll just be here having some fun. So for those of you on TikTok and Instagram, feel free to join in on YouTube. Links in my profile. So just taking this opportunity here just to be able to drop into your heart space as you connect with your breath. Let's go ahead and breathe. Soft, gentle inhales. And soft, gentle exhales. And for those of you here, just allowing yourself to just be in this space of gratitude. Just allowing yourself to just check in with this moment. Gratitude for yourself, for this space, for the messages we are here to receive, for this community. And as you're in this space of gratitude, we'll collectively focus our attention on the intention. Show us what we need to see. We being the individual, the collective, the community. So go ahead and speak that intention. Show us what we need to see. Speak it with your heart, speak it with your mind, speak it with your words, speak it with your soul, and really put out that intention, and collectively we'll be pulling this card together. So as you breathe here, just take a few more moments as you just listen to your intuition. I'll be splitting the deck, at least for this first one. And for everybody here, when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes and feel free to just kind of like send some wizard vibes and type your wizard noises into the chat. I'll just do a quick little flow tree and then we'll split the deck. Hey, Carly. Aloha to my friends far and wide. I am so glad that you are here so that we can explore the question as to why. What is our purpose and why have we begun to be able to see things truly from this perspective of fun? For is this not the game that we are here to play? As a cosmic fool, we shall learn our way. And so as we split the deck, we shall see what message is meant for you and for me. Pwa, 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 pwa. Beautiful. All right, thank you guys again for adding your energy. I felt it there. So the first card that we have received for today's reading, for today's broadcast, this is from the Lightworker Oracle deck. Card number 24, Initiation by Air. So again, what we're going to do here, we're going to take an opportunity to just kind of like visually explain what's on the card. And then from there, we will get into a reading from within the book. And then from there, I'll kind of continue to just channel some additional inspiration based on the messages of the reading. So for those of you on TikTok and Instagram, feel free to drop any 1111s as anything that we're saying resonates with you. And yeah, please feel free to tell your friends and invite more people to tune in. Thank you again to those of you on Instagram and TikTok. Appreciate you guys swinging by. Again, if anybody wants to be able to sign up for some additional readings on air to add your support, go ahead and join on the PayPal or on the Patreon. And if you want to contribute on the PayPal, you can contribute like an additional amount, and then that kind of does it as like a pay it forward, and then we continue from there. So let's get right into this first reading. So Initiation by Air, just visually explaining this image here, and I'll show it again to the Instagram, but Instagram, join on YouTube so you can see the camera properly. So just looking at this beautiful, beautiful image here, we have this beautiful figure, very masculine figure, standing at the edge of a kind of like a canyon. Very much looks like kind of like Sedona, Arizona, if I don't say so myself. And this beautiful image of these doves kind of emerging from their heart chakra, just kind of like soaring into the sky, these like doves of light. Again, I'm just explaining it literally right now. Beautiful landscape in the background. They also got like their wings on. There's a very kind of like angelic, higher conscious perspective version of oneself. And this is very, very stylish lower half kind of what do you call that? I don't know what you a robe, I guess, a towel. So again, I'm just explaining the literal image there, and let's dive a little bit deeper as we read from the book, and then we'll continue to channel some additional inspiration here. So appreciate you guys being here. Again, if you're here, this message is for you. So allow yourself to just kind of like be open to receive what any messages are coming through. So you can even just kind of close your eyes, and I'll do my very intentional voice as I read this for you. So card number 24, Initiation by Air. You have a strong and powerful mind. The mind can be a great asset. It can bring comfort, peace, and strength as you take your spiritual journey. It can also be a dark and destructive force, undermining the power, making you doubt your own heart, and keeping you trapped in fear. The mind, developed without a loving practice, can be a frightening weapon rather than a liberating sword. How will you choose to use your mind power? Your mind can become more spacious and luminous if you practice emptying it on a regular basis. The radiant mind can be a mighty warrior against fear and despair, encouraging you with thoughts of optimism. When not given a chance to empty, however, the mind becomes overwhelmed with unprocessed information. Much of it will be fear-based programming perpetuated by mass media, which is invested in controlling others and manipulating them by fear. This initiation, which liberates and opens the mind, empowers advanced souls to free themselves from manipulation and control. Again, if anything I say resonates with you, drop an 1111 in the chat. We'll keep rolling here. The hallmark of a dysfunctional society is that the mind is expected to dominate the inclinations of the heart rather than serve it. The mind can be trained to be a great manager, creator, and defender of what has genuine value to the heart. But the power to feel what has meaning for us, what moves us enough to rise above our fears and risk growth, comes from the heart, not the mind. When the mind is given the task to feel and the heart is told to not feel, paralysis, confusion, and discomfort are experienced. Hey, Lonely Traveler, thanks for joining. As you enter into this initiation, you will feel the need to step back from what you have been taught and learn to question what you once held to be true. This card is like super on point with I think what a lot of us are probably experiencing right now. So again, for those of you on TikTok, Instagram, for those of you on TikTok, if you guys can smash that like button, go ahead. I know that definitely helps other people tune in. Super, super appreciate it. And feel free to jump over to YouTube when you can. As you disengage from habitual mental patterns, you will begin to observe your thoughts rather than be swept up in them. Soon, you will begin to experience yourself as the peaceful, steady light of love that you are in truth. Will the mind go through its motions? Yes. However, there is no need to be afraid of this. One step at a time, your spirit shall guide your mind back towards space. You will change the way you relate to your own mind, becoming more empowered. As you soften the strident action of the mind, you will see that you can use your mental gifts wisely rather than allowing them to cause you pain. Those who have strong mental energies can accomplish much in terms of communication, invention, and creativity. But they often also suffer from destructive self-talk and mental obsessions. They may even be addicted to thinking, which can wear them out and create cravings for sugar that can lead to depression and illness. Instead, it is much better to regularly take time out from the mind and be in the moment, feeling energized, playful, and at peace. Your mind is a powerful creature. Tame it with persistence, compassion, kindness, and strength. Give yourself rest and an opportunity to switch off and empty your mind as regularly as you can. There is no need to judge or despair. There is an advanced initiation, and this is an advanced initiation and one that is brought to you only when you are ready. Consider it a sign of your spiritual progress. The world will benefit from you as you learn to handle your mental energies more constructively. This oracle is indeed an omen of greater peace and happiness in your imminent future. Card number 24, Initiation by Air. So let's dive a little bit deeper here. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. Appreciate you guys being here. Again, if anything we say resonates with you, drop an 1111 in the chat. If you guys want to be able to join on air for a next reading to help facilitate the next reading, add your support on PayPal, links in my profile, or join on Patreon, monthly contribution there, and help us reach our Patreon goal of next Patreon mini goal is 100. So let's dive a little bit deeper here, and we'll keep an eye open for any PayPal and Patreon as we go along. So this is a very, very exciting card to be able to receive, and I'm sure nowadays, like, I'm experiencing it too, and I'm sure a lot of people are experiencing it in their own way, this very busyness of the mind, and oftentimes this busyness can feel overwhelming, and at times it can be very hard to know how to handle. You're constantly being bombarded and surrounded by just persistent stimulation, especially if you're on your phones, if you're on your news feeds and everything like that. Your mind is literally like, when you think about it, when you're using social media, it's very weird. Our mind wasn't really meant to use social media. When you use social media, you're literally jumping from like one reality to an next. You know, every picture you look at, every feed you look at, every profile you jump to, every TikTok you scroll through, it's like you're in a mini reality, a mini reality, a mini reality, a mini reality, and you're just constantly jumping and jumping and jumping and jumping and jumping. This creates a lot of fatigue within the mind, and I think oftentimes, you know, for many of us, when we find that fatigue, our default action is to indulge in those actions even further. What we want to be able to do, and this is a lot of what the card represents here, again, the wind, the air represents like the mind, like, you know, and this is where you get into like the concept of like the even like Gemini, it's very like of the mind. Gemini is like the air element card, the air element in astrology, one of the air elements. But with this card, instead, it's really reminding us that one of the best ways to be able to serve the mind is to be able to give it something simple, is to be able to give it a place to relax, is to be able to give it a place to just kind of decompress and to really practice being in the present moment. If we're constantly in this kind of like present moment outside of ourselves based on the stimulation of whatever our surrounding is, again, you know, the stimulation of what's on our phone, or the stimulation of, you know, like just like distracting ourselves with entertainment here and there, it doesn't really serve the mind in the long term. The mind will just continue to become more and more restless. And if anything, it will actually develop an addiction to these states. Instead of being able to find comfort and being able to relax, it will actually naturally just want to be able to, when it starts to relax, it will naturally impulse for something. It will reach for something. That's why a lot of us, you know, like first thing in the morning, we literally reach and we like grab our phone. What if you were to change that habit and literally just allow yourself to take a few breaths first thing in the morning, really breathe in the air, really breathe in the breath, and realize how much the breath is actually connecting to the mind. When you connect with your breath, you allow yourself to develop a deeper connection with your mind. So when we allow ourselves to practice, you know, dopamine detox, like literally dopamine detox, it gives us the ability to really recalibrate our mind. Because right now, for a lot of us, our mind, we're trying to be able to like focus on things, or we're trying to be able to focus on our wellness, and we're constantly having it siphoned. We're constantly having the focus of it siphoned by other things, distractions, media, fear, propaganda, all of these things that are surrounding us each and every single day. But with this card, again, it's also being able to acknowledge that this is an initiation. This is giving us the opportunity to be able to strengthen the mind. And it really comes down to how aware are you in terms of where your mind is in any given moment. And to develop that deeper relationship with the mind, to develop that deeper relationship when you allow yourself to say like, you know, like I feel kind of disconnected from the present moment. I feel like I have some emotions that I'm sitting on that I need to be able to give some attention to. Or I feel like I want to liberate myself. I feel like I want to be able to like get out into nature, and I want to be able to really connect with like the fresh air of the space around me. Pay attention to those. Develop a deeper relationship with your mind where you can actually begin to identify what it needs in every single moment. And I guarantee you, what your mind needs most of the time isn't more TikTok, isn't more Instagram. What your mind actually really needs is to be able to like bring it back to our roots, bring it back to something more primal, bring it back to something more primitive, bring it back to something more simple. And yet in the process of doing that, it really allows the waters to still, it really allows the clarity to settle, it really allows like the mud within our cup to just kind of like rest to the bottom, so to speak, and in which case, you know, gives us the opportunity to dive deeper into it and to observe it. So with this card, again, you know, it's acknowledging, will the mind go through its motions? Yes. However, there is no need to be afraid of this, one step at a time. Your spirit shall guide your mind back towards peace. You will change the way you relate to your own mind, becoming more empowered. So with this card is a very powerful reminder for each and every single one of us, especially those of us like, if you identify as a light worker or a light guardian or a star seed or just someone here who's here to make the world a better place, do me a favor, drop an 1111 in the chat. Like, I'm just doing a quick survey because I just want you guys to be able to identify that within yourself. And I think literally every single one of us do identify with that on some level. And if that's the case, then it's also being able to understand that, you know, like we need to be more responsible. We need to be more responsible with our persistence. We need to be more responsible with how we wield our will, with how we are directing our focus, with how we are really being able to relate to our mind. Because I'll just say this, and then we'll get close to wrapping up this reading here, because I just want to be able to move into another reading as we get going. And again, if anybody wants to be able to sign up for the next reading, again, go ahead and contribute on PayPal or join on Patreon. You can do that real quick just as we're wrapping up this one. Then we'll get right into the next reading, so we don't have to have any sort of intermission. But again, you know, like with this card, this is an incredibly important card that's really giving us the opportunity to be able to reflect on the importance of how powerful our mind is, and how when we reclaim the focus of our own mind, we're doing it in a way that's not just serving us, but it's doing it in the way where it allows us to be able to really show up for others as well. When you look at the world around you, you know, like corporations literally spend millions and millions, and shout out to those of you on Instagram. I'd love to literally just list all your names individually, but I'm just kind of in the flow here. Sparkles, Paradigm, thank you guys so much for joining in. But again, you know, when you look at the corporations, what do? They literally spend millions and millions of dollars for your attention. Are you giving your attention to them consciously or unconsciously? It's okay to watch a movie. It's okay to do something that you enjoy, but instead, change your relationship with your technologies, and instead find technologies that you can allow yourself to tune into rather than just tune out on. How many of us are doing that? How many of us are using technology to kind of like get away from our responsibilities and just kind of like disconnect from the pressure? And then oftentimes we're using a technology, and then it just leads us back down into this like cyclone of even more like crazy, just kind of like fear propaganda that we're seeing all over the place. So with this, next time you find yourself just kind of in a little like rabbit hole of just going down a little bit further into this like social media spiral, instead create the relationship within your mind that says, next time I notice myself doing that, I'm going to put my phone down and I'm going to take 10 breaths. Literally just 10 breaths. And after we do this little reading here, I actually want to just be able to give us a moment where we practice just kind of like bringing our attention into the breath, bringing our attention into the mind, because your mind is your sword. Your mind is the most powerful weapon that you wield. And if you're wielding it like a little like floppy like pool noodle, like, you know, like what's that gonna do? Nothing. Like that's what they want you to do. They want you to be a floppy pool noodle. Because when you're a floppy pool noodle, you're malleable, you're manipulative. You can be manipulated. You can they can turn you into something. They can program you. But when your mind is sharp, when your mind is crisp, when your mind is clear, what do? You see through illusion. And you also allow yourself to begin to see through the illusions within your own mind. You begin to identify some of the patterns within your own mind and say like, oh, like where is that coming from? You know, like where is that infiltrating my mind? And that's where you start to pay attention to the diet of your mind. You know, like what is your diet? Not just what you eat, but your energetic diet. What is the diet that you carry with you in terms of what you ingest through your social media? Is it serving you, or is it just satisfying you? And this is something that we all have to ask. And believe me, guys, like I'm in the same game here. Like we're all playing the same game. Like I'm literally like, as I'm telling you this, like I'm saying this also to myself, because there are moments where I find myself just like going down spirals on social media, and I could be meditating more, and I could be connecting with my mind more, and I could be, again, just kind of like bringing it back to the heart space more. We all can. It's a challenging time right now. But again, just as this card indicates, this isn't just a challenge. This is an initiation. And so what will you do through the process of this initiation? I invite you to reflect on that. Who will you be as you move through this initiation? Will the challenges soften you, or will they sharpen you? That's up to you. And again, that's where just being surrounded by a community of people who are constantly just working on the same mission and the same path is so powerful, because then we're not doing it alone. We're doing it together as a team. There's an invocation here. I'm going to read this and I'm just going to wrap it up because I want to be able to conserve my throat chakra energy. So And if this resonates with you, drop this 1111 in the chat, because again, very simply put, initiation of the air, the reminder to reclaim the power of your mind and to develop a better relationship with your own mind towards one of empowerment, to become more aware of the things that are influencing your mind, to begin to shift those relationships and to bring it back to the simplicity of connecting to the present moment. When you're connected to the present moment, and we'll do this in a second, I want to give you guys this gift. Notice how when you connect to the present moment, like when you connect with your breath, one of the best things that I can compare it to, it feels like a vacation. Like it feels like a break from kind of the busyness. And what if you can kind of like perpetuate that state with you throughout the day? You know, your mind's like it's all over the place, and then when you're in the present moment, it's like, whoa, like what is this? What is this sensation? It's like, oh, this is stillness. This is peace. This is solace. This is who you are. You know, and from that gives us the option to be able to make better choices. It's hard to make choices when your attention is shot, you know, so dial in your focus, because that's the most important thing that you can wield. That's your sword, that's your lightsaber, and then allow that to be the foundation from which you make further discussions. Marco, yo, thanks for joining in. And again, everybody else, thank you again, Sutra. Thank you again, Whitestone. So I'm going to read the invocation here. Drop those 1111s if this resonates with you. Again, for those of you who would like to be able to add in your support on Patreon or PayPal, go ahead and do that now, and then we'll get right into a next reading. We got a good amount of people tune in. I'd love to just kind of keep the momentum going. So if you guys want to be able to join on air to be able to help facilitate the next reading, go ahead and join on the PayPal or the Patreon. You can do that real quick. But let's just read this invocation here, and then we'll take as much of an intermission as we need. So as I read this, allow yourself to imagine this is like your higher self saying this to yourself. Like that's when I do these channelings, I'm like basically trying to like invoke like the voice of your higher self speaking through us, our higher self, the collective higher self. So whatever that means to you. Invocation. I call upon the unconditionally loving ones to help me empty and refresh my mind, renewed in eternal love. May I express my freedom in making wise decisions that create joy and love in my life and in the world. I ask for divine mercy, compassion, protection, and instruction to assist me in bringing my mind into loving consciousness. May the light of the divine shine unobstructed through my mind, bringing peace to the world. May the unconditionally loving helpers of humanity help bring light, healing, and joy to the minds of all. Through mine own free will, so be it. So again, super, super powerful card there. Let's really reclaim our minds. You know, it reminds me of like the Terrence McKenna quote. Like Terrence, like there's a whole video of like Terrence McKenna. He's like, reclaim your mind. Your mind has been like hijacked by like the operators of culture. Culture is not your friend. Yeah. That's not my best Terrence McKenna impersonation, but if you guys know Terrence McKenna, I'm sure you can understand the basic gist of it. So again, with this card, let's do that. Let's reclaim the power of our mind, each and every single one of us. So what I'm going to do here, well, I'll just check in with you guys. Do you guys want to do a quick little micro meditation where we just kind of practice bringing ourselves into the present? If so, drop a 777 in the chat, and we'll do that real quick. Again, once we kind of do this meditation, we'll take a quick little break, and then the next readings that we do, again, you guys power this broadcast. So for those of you who are new, if it's your first time here, drop a 333 in the chat. Go ahead and let me know in the chat. And for those of you on Twitch, thank you so much again for joining in. We're also on YouTube and Instagram. So you guys power this broadcast. So when you guys contribute on PayPal, when you guys contribute on PayPal, on Patreon, it brings in more reading for the team. It brings in more messages. It helps support. It helps us work towards our goal. So when you join in on Patreon, that is a monthly contribution, and that gives you access to lots of other cool opportunities in the community. Today at 4 p.m., we actually have our Conscious Creator Collaboration Circle. So if you're a conscious creator and you want to join with other conscious creators, definitely check out the Patreon. It's an awesome way to be able to help support. It takes a couple minutes to be able to sign up. You guys can do that. And even if you sign up today, contributions don't process until the 1st of October. So you can do it like a trial period. And you get discounts, and I'll talk more about it later. But let's do a quick little meditation. That sounds like a good idea. So I'll just lead you guys into this. And again, reminding you that you guys can get good at doing this for yourself. The breath is your tool. It will guide you through anything. All right, quick little meditation. So for those of you who are here, let's just do this. Literally just like a couple, not even like, I'm not even going to say how long it is. Let's just kind of like bend time a little bit, and then we'll get right into our next reading as we have the next contribution on PayPal or Patreon come through. So you guys ready? Appreciate you guys being here. So let's just take this opportunity here. Give this as a gift to yourself. And even right now, I invite you to be able to notice that there may be some of you who may be tuned in right now and say like, oh, he's going to meditate? Boring. I'm not interested in this. I'm going to switch off. Find that part of your mind that's like resisting this and then like observe it and be like, interesting. That's where the growth edge is. So let's lean into this just for a moment here. Don't think of it as a chore. Think of it as a gift. When you're ready, go ahead and gently close your eyes. For everybody here, just connect with your breath. And just allow yourself to focus in on the breath. Soft, gentle inhales. Soft, gentle exhales. And as you breathe here, I'm going to give you a little trick. This trick could literally change your life because you can use this past this moment. To help us gently soften the mind and focus in on the present moment. What I want you to do, I want you to bring your focus to a very specific space. And for this practice, what I want you to do, I want you to focus on the sensation of the air entering in and out of your nostrils. So gently breathe in through your nose if that's comfortable for you. If you prefer the mouth, then focus on the sensation of the air coming in and out of your lips. But in this moment, if you're breathing through your nose, soft, gentle inhale. Just become aware of that one little region. And then soft, gentle exhale. Perfect. That's all it is. Stay here for just a few more breaths and allow yourself to feel the peace and like the vacationness, the solace of this space. Go ahead. This is for you. Just take a few more moments here, observe, even just in that practice. Probably notice that your mind was probably trying to wander, even just there. That's okay. That's totally normal. The mind will do that. Don't resist that. Gently guide it like a kitten, back to the point of focus. Just a few more moments here. This is just a practice. Go ahead. Empty your mind. Your mind moves like water. It can flow and it can crash. Be water, my friend. One more breath here and just breathe in with gratitude. Nice soft exhale, maybe a bit of a sigh. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. That wasn't so bad, was it? How's everybody feeling right now? Go ahead and leave a quick comment in the chat. Just 1 or 2 words. How are you guys feeling right now? Beautiful. Yeah, again, simple little practice, but you know, your mind, like a muscle, the more you use it, the sharper it gets. How are you using your mind? Reflect on that. How full is your mind? What if you could empty your mind at will? What if you could become more aware and be like, man, you know what? My mind is really busy right now. Like my mind is really full. It's full of news. It's full of TikTok tweets. It's full of like all sorts of crazy things. Empty your mind. Have a place to go to. Have a practice to turn to. That's the most important thing. Like you know this. This is like honestly one of the most powerful pieces of advice I could give to you. So I'm glad there's a few people tuned in right now. There is always a move you can make. Know that. There is always a move you can make. But you have to make that move with will. So What are you gonna will? So, you guys feeling good? You guys leaving some comments there. Agar Queen says feeling good. Thank you, Agar. And Bless says feeling peace. Thank you, Blessed. Paradigm says thankful, feeling thankful. Beautiful. Well, I'm glad, guys. I'm glad you were able to just join in for that. That was a quick little bonus there as well. And yeah, happy to be able to assist you guys. And if you guys are looking for more team meditations, we do have members in our community leading team meditations on our Discord. So make sure you guys are connected to the Discord server. I'll just post a link for that in the YouTube chat. For those of you on Instagram and TikTok, the Discord link is in our profile. So feel free to join on the Discord if you guys haven't yet. We got some members there leading team meditations on the regular. So, all right, team. So that was our first reading for today. Initiation by Air. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. Let's get right into another reading as soon as we are ready. So we'll do a next reading as soon as we have someone contribute on PayPal or Patreon. So if you guys tuned in for that first reading, and if you guys enjoyed it, and you guys want to be able to keep powering this broadcast and keep going further and keep adding your support, one of the ways that you can do that, obviously tell more people, share with your friends. Let's get more people tuned in. The other way that you can do that is by adding your support on PayPal. That's a single contribution. You can even pay a little bit more. You can contribute a little bit more. So if you want to be like, hey, here's 10 bucks, then we'll do 2 readings back to back to back. Or if you want to even contribute anything more, go ahead and do that, and we'll keep doing some readings. And again, one of the things that we do recommend and invite you to be able to join is the Patreon. And for those of you who haven't already heard, and for those of you tuning in on Instagram, we're just between readings right now. So as soon as we have that next Patreon or PayPal sign up, we'll get right into our next reading. And again, this is just kind of like the container that we've created here. So working towards our goal on Patreon, this is a way to be able to invite people further into the community. So if you're looking to be able to connect with a really cool community of conscious creators, and we do regular events, things you can be able to join in for, places where you can talk more about like dreaming, and places where you can practice even facilitating meditation, places where you can join our conscious creator collaboration circles, then the Patreon is where you can join as a leading member. It's $11 a month. Think of it as a way to be able to help invest in yourself. And also, the best value on the Patreon is the $33 level. When you guys join on the $33 level, you can also get one of the Light Guardian crystals, and you can get that as a additional gift, and then it would just ask you to just pay shipping on that. So if you guys are looking to be able to join into the community, receive an awesome gift, and be a part of some awesome upcoming events, then joining in on the Patreon is a super awesome way to do that. It's $11 a month, and again, when you're supporting there, you're not only supporting yourself, you're supporting the community, and you're supporting me building up the dreams for the family that I'm raising. Lacey and I got a baby coming soon, so literally me hustling here on these broadcasts is also being able to help build the Patreon so that we have the additional support for the family for the future still ahead. So when you guys support there, you're supporting the future in a lot of ways. And thank you again to our Patreon supporters already. You guys on Patreon, you guys have made so many things possible, so many amazing events that we brought to the community. And yeah, I'm just so incredibly grateful for all of you and all the support that you can contribute. Welcome again to those of you on Instagram. Again, we'll get right into our next reading as soon as we have either a contribution on PayPal or on Patreon. So if anybody would like to be able to, if for those of you in the YouTube right now, if you guys are thinking of signing up for the Patreon in the future, do me a favor, drop a 555 in the comments. And for those of you on Instagram, like if you're thinking of be like, you know what, I would like to be able to join the Patreon. I would like to be able to not only like connect further with me, join our events, but to be able to, again, to be able to have that additional support to support you on your journey, especially if you're a conscious media creator. Again, that's a big thing that we do. We've built a team of conscious media creators. Another thing that's really exciting is that this Saturday, me and Lacey are actually hosting our Dream Discussion Circle. So for the Dream Discussion Circle, that's going to be Saturday at 11 a.m. EDT. And again, that's for Patreon members there as well. So super looking forward to that. I know Carly, are you joining in for the Dream Circle on Saturday, if that works with your schedule? So beautiful. So yeah, so again, and when you join on the Patreon, the contributions only process on the 1st of each month. So literally, if you guys join on the Patreon, you're not even paying anything up front. You can think of it as like a trial period. You could literally join on the Patreon and be like, yeah, I'll try it out. And then you get access to things, and then your contribution would process October 1st. So let's work on reaching 100 on Patreon today. We're currently at 98. So if you guys are feeling called to be able to join on the Patreon, go ahead and do that. If you guys prefer to be able to sign up, just contribute on PayPal, that's totally equally appreciated as well. And as soon as we have another PayPal contribution or a Patreon sign up, then we will get right into our next reading. And I know there's a good amount of people that are signing up for the Patreon in the near future. They've already told me, they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go just gonna get a couple things together and be able to sign up as soon as I can. And again, for those of you on Twitch, thank you guys so much for joining in. We do these broadcasts Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. EDT. And again, you guys help create these broadcasts. You guys help support these broadcasts. You guys help power these broadcasts. So as soon as we have another contribution on PayPal or on Patreon, we will get right into our next reading. And when you guys sign up, again, you help facilitate. So when you sign up for a contribution, so for those of you on Instagram, especially if you guys are new, if you guys hear me repeating myself again, there's always new people tuning in. When you guys sign up on PayPal or Patreon, you get to choose which deck you would like to be able to help choose for your next reading. And again, it's a personal reading, it's a collective reading. When we do it, it's with the intention, show us what we need to see. And there's always something inspirational that will come through. And I always do my best to really be able to just kind of like tap inside a heart space to give you that message. So when you choose to be able to add your support and get a reading on air, then you can choose from a variety of decks. You can choose from the Hero's Journey deck. You can choose the Sacred Spirit deck. And these are Oracle decks. This one's a Tarot, the Ananda Tarot deck, and the Lightworker Oracle deck, which was the first deck that we were working with there as well. So I'm excited to be able to get into our next reading as soon as we're ready. So for anybody who would like to be able to, again, contribute on PayPal, go ahead and do that. It takes only, I mean, I don't even, like, what, you could probably pay on PayPal in what, like 30 seconds, give or take. And again, if you want to contribute a little bit extra, that's totally fine. If you guys want to be able to just kind of like reach out to me afterwards for individual private readings, I also do those as well. So we got a good handful of people tuned in right now. So I'd love to be able to get into that next reading as soon as we're ready. So for anybody who would like to be able to add their support there, go ahead and do that. And as soon as we have that additional support come in, then we will get right into our next reading. And thank you guys so much. Quick check-in for those of you in the chat. Where's everybody tuned in from right now? If you guys want to leave some comments in the chat. And Ryder, thank you for the congratulations. I assume that's for the star baby that's coming soon. So coming soon to a galaxy near you, Brendan and Lacey's baby. So all right, just perfect. Hey Jennifer, thanks for tuning in. Jennifer, thank you for facilitating that live today. I'm glad that I was able to work out for you. So that was awesome. All right. All right, team. So again, right now we are just in between readings. We did our first reading, and the first reading, again, that was all about the initiation of air, the power of reclaiming the mind. So right now we're going to get into our next reading as soon as we have a new sign up on PayPal or through Patreon. So again, you guys help power these broadcasts. So I appreciate everybody with their patience, because I know some people are like, they're like, yes, like someone sign up so that we can do another reading and just hang out here and have some fun. And again, for those of you who are in a position to be able to contribute on PayPal or Patreon, once you guys do that, then that will initiate the next reading and you'll help facilitate it. We'll bring you into just being able to help set the intention. And yeah, the format may be a little bit different from what some people may be used to, but we've been doing it for a while here. And again, that's also creating the container to work towards those goals. And again, the goal of building the Patreon is about being able to invite people into our space, invite people onto our team. Jennifer, I'm glad you're back on IG. And again, it's about being able to help build the support. And again, a lot of that is also, again, about me being able to have that responsibility of really being able to create some amazing things, not just for the community, but for my family as well, for Lacey and I. So Lacey's like literally just like in the other room, just being pregnant right now. So when I'm done here, I'm like back to her and just taking care of her and stuff like that. So awesome. And again, if somebody is ready to be able to sign up soon, go ahead and let us know. I'm okay with just kind of like waiting for a bit. So for those of you on Twitch, appreciate you guys hanging in. We're live on air here Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. EDT. Sometimes I used to do readings in the evening quite a bit. And right now, though, just again, based on the schedule and helping Lacey and stuff like that, right now this is like a good time slot for me. So I appreciate you guys joining in during the morning. And I think Jennifer, you may be jumping back onto the Patreon if I'm not mistaken. If you want to do that real quick, Jennifer, then please go ahead, and we'll initiate a reading for you on air and for the team. So stand by, everybody. Jennifer may be jumping back onto the Patreon, and again, for anybody who's on Patreon, if you guys like want to upgrade your Patreon, that will initiate a reading as well. So you can contribute on PayPal, contribution of your choice, $5 or whatever. Pay it forward is totally encouraged. You can also join on the Patreon for the first time. You can join at the lower level, the $5 level, the $11 level, or you can update your Patreon as well. And yeah, again, when you if you guys want, if anybody here is like not ready to sign up for the Patreon but still wants to be able to help support, another thing is also being able to order any of the Light Guardian crystals. I actually had an order for one of these last night. That was out of the blue. I was super excited. Someone was like, I'm finally gonna order one of the Light Guardian crystals. They were like gonna do it like a year ago, and then they like reached out to me. They're like, I'm gonna order it today, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. So again, these are handmade items specific for you guys. Little trinkets to be able to help assist you on your shifting consciousness. You can use them for like meditation tools, fidget spinners. I like to even just be able to like hold them like while meditating. You can like feel your pulse through them. I do also have some other items if you guys are interested in that. I mean, I can show it off, but I'd rather just focus in on doing the readings here. So I think Jennifer's signing up for the Patreon. We're just going to give it a couple extra minutes just to be able to see if she's ready for that. Again, if anybody else would like to be able to contribute on the PayPal or the Patreon, as soon as you guys are ready, go ahead and then we'll initiate that next reading. And again, I appreciate your guys' patience. And I know sometimes you tune in and it's kind of like we're like in between readings. Some days it's different. Every day is different. Some days it's like readings like back to back to back to back to back. And then some days it's kind of like a bit of a wave. So appreciate you guys hanging out. And yeah, for those of you on YouTube, if you guys want to jump over to Twitch, feel free to jump over to Twitch and just add your support there as well. How many ways do I use the Light Guardian crystal? Great question. So again, primary reasons like jewelry, meditation tools, and kind of like focus tools like fidget spinner kind of things. So that's where yeah, and like I'm wearing one right now, and yeah, they light up, and they also have like a multicolor light, and you can also use them. This is like a pretty cool way. You can use them for like energy work. Like some people do that, where again, you'd be kind of like doing like energy work, and you can kind of like use them to kind of like channel focus. Again, how you use them is really up to you. I'm not going to say that they're like one thing or another. They're as magical as you choose to make them, is more or less the way that I encourage people to be able to use it. You encode them with your own power, with your own intention into it. So all right, thank you again, everyone, so much for joining in. We'll be on live here for the next little bit. Again, I'm just hanging out here as we stand by for any new contributions on PayPal or Patreon. Again, I'd love to be able to reach 100 on Patreon by the end of the day. And if you guys are ready to be able to do that, go ahead. If you guys sign up for the Patreon even off air, outside of this, come back when we're live on air. We can do a facilitated reading for you as well. Again, if you sign up at the $33 level on Patreon, then you can also join with the, you can get like a monthly reading, private reading there as well. So, cool. All right. Chat's pretty quiet right now, team, so we're just getting kind of like hanging out. If there's no new sign up in the next little bit, I'll jump into another reading just because, and we'll keep things going for a bit, and then we'll see if there's an additional contribution that comes in from there. If anything, we'll probably use the Hero's Journey deck. There's a lot of cards in the Hero's Journey deck that we haven't even shown on air yet as well. So cool, awesome. Thank you guys again for joining in. And okay, Jennifer, we could just initiate the reading anyways, and we can just get the Patreon updated later. That's okay. Like, you don't even have to do it this second. Yeah, how about we do that? Jennifer, do you want to do that? And Jennifer, if it works for you, again, I know you just said like text having an issue. If you're able to jump over to the YouTube, go ahead and let us know. But otherwise, stick around in the Instagram, and that's fine. So yeah, Jennifer, I'd totally be fine with just initiating a reading and get things rolling for the team here, and then we can figure out the details on the Patreon a little bit later. But I appreciate that, Jennifer. And Jennifer, even for today, we do have our collaborative circle at 4. So Jennifer, if you're around for that, you're welcome to join in for that. We got a lot of awesome people here in the community. Like, that's been a big exciting thing, is really just like bringing together like fellow conscious creators. So All right, team. If you guys are ready for another reading, go ahead, drop a 777 in the chat, and let's get right into this. So, Jennifer, if you're ready, what I'd love to be able to do is just kind of like lead you through the process of helping facilitate. Is it Mercury retrograde again? That's a great question. Well, I guess it's like a new moon. Does that count for something? Is that why tech might be having a couple glitches and blips? So, all right, Jennifer, go ahead. You can stay on Instagram. If you guys are on Instagram, if you guys are ready for this next reading, drop that 777. Let's get into it. Jennifer, go ahead and choose which deck you would like to use. We have the Hero's Journey deck, which is one I was going to choose. This one's always good. There's a lot in there. Sacred Spirit deck, which is incredibly beautiful as well. The Ananda Tarot deck, which is like traditional tarot, or the Lightworker Oracle deck. So Jennifer, you get to choose which deck we're going to use. You're going to help facilitate this, and then we'll get right into it. And thank you guys again. Please feel free to share this broadcast for those of you on any platform. Even if you guys want to screenshot this, go ahead and tag me, Mystic Spider-Man, on Instagram if you repost it. And yeah, I'm excited. Every time we do this, again, man, like it's readings for you guys, but it's also like something that comes through for myself, and I'm like, oh, like that's like, it's cool. Like I'm participating, but I'm also like facilitating at the same time. All right, we're gonna do the Sacred Spirit deck. Great choice. All right, Jennifer. So the way how we're gonna do this, we're gonna do a little bit of a meditation. We're gonna focus on gratitude and focus on the intention. Show us what we need to see. And so as we do this, Jennifer, I'll just kind of lead you through the process, and then once it gets to the point in the meditation, I'll prompt you to listen to your intuition and then type now into the chat. And then at that point, that's when we split the deck and we pull the card. So Jessica, if you're ready, go ahead and just let us know in the chat. And Jessica's on Instagram right now. So if you see me looking this way, that's why. So, and yeah, let's get ready to move right into this. So we got a handful of people on across all platforms. Thank you again to those of you on TikTok and Instagram. If you guys want to join in on YouTube, go ahead and click the link in my profile. It takes about 2 seconds and you can add your support there. Or you can join on Twitch at twitch.tv, Mystic Spider-Man Tarot. So cool. All right. Jennifer, I assume you're ready. Let's get ready to move into this next reading. And thank you guys again for your support. Anybody who wants to be able to sign up onto the PayPal and Patreon, you guys can do that at any point, and then we'll get right into another reading. All right, Jennifer's ready. Okay, so let's do a quick little meditation. Jennifer, wait for my prompt, and then at that point, you'll be instructed to type now into the chat, and then we'll split the deck. So your specific intuitive guidance will be helping split the card. So it's like using technology to be able to pull the card as a team. So for everybody here, let's do a quick little meditation, inviting everyone to just be able to join in. So when you're ready, go ahead and gently close your eyes. And for everybody here, just go ahead and gently connect with your breath. Soft, gentle inhales, soft, gentle exhales. And as you breathe here, even just adjust your posture. Open up your chest, straighten up your spine, relax your face. Just taking this opportunity to focus on gratitude. Gratitude for the team, gratitude for yourself, gratitude for the message we are about to receive, gratitude for the space. As you gently breathe, just allowing yourself to be in this space of gratitude for Jennifer and for everybody here. Focusing our attention on the intention. Show us what we need to see. Show us what we need to see. We being the individual, we being the team, we being the collective. So Jennifer, putting forth that intention for everybody here, like as if you're like projecting that intention like a beam of light up into the sky, anchoring in this wisdom for us to be able to receive it. Show us what we need to see. Speak that intention with your heart. Speak it with your mind, speak it with your words, speak it with your soul. Jennifer, taking a few more moments here, listening to your own breath, connecting with your intuition. When you're ready, gently open your eyes and type now in the chat. Take your time though, no rush. For everybody else, gently open your eyes, focusing this intention, and drop some wizard noises in the chat. And I'll just charge the deck just for a moment longer. The sacred spirit moves through you and through me. It is the thread that connects us within this weave. And so as Jennifer types now into the chat, we still see what message the universe has. Pwah, the sound effects. The cards make the sound effects, not me. Like, honestly, I hope you guys realize that. So, all right. Oh, this is a very beautiful card. I'm excited to be able to share this card with you guys. The card that we have pulled for Jennifer, one of our Patreon supporters who is reactivating our Patreon. Thank you, Jennifer, so much for your support on the past and the future and the present. Is card number 10, Cosmic Ancestors. And I'll show that to both cameras here since we're on TikTok and on YouTube at the same time, on Instagram. Card number 10, Cosmic Ancestors. Voice your concerns. So I'm just going to open up the deck here. We'll get right into it. We're going to explain the image, then we're going to read from the deck, and then we're going to channel a little bit further. Thank you again, everyone, so much for joining in. Let's see what message is coming through for this card. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful image here. You can see, again, I'm just kind of showing to Jennifer real quick, but I'll show it to YouTube at the same time. Beautiful image here of this being just bathed in this golden light, kind of illuminating from inside of them, yet also very like yin yang, with a little bit of like light and a little bit of shadow, looking up into the cosmos, up into like this like portal up into the sky, this like central star up into the sky, and almost like this like beautiful like blue flame around them, illuminating them. Again, I'm just explaining it literally here. And yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing any little details. And these little like strings of light, like it almost kind of reminds me of kind of like sperm entering into the egg, if you kind of like look at it closely. So beautiful, beautiful image. Definitely, again, just kind of like this image of looking into like a portal through space and time, connecting with the life of our ancestors. So let's dive a little bit deeper here. And again, as I read this, if anything I say resonates with you, drop an 1111 in the chat. And as we do this, I just invite you to just kind of open your heart. For anybody here, this message is for you. So this reading is for everyone. Whenever we do the broadcast readings here, if you're tuned in, this message is for you. If you guys would like to be able to help facilitate the next readings and add your support, go ahead and sign up on Instagram, on Patreon or PayPal, links to my profile. So Jennifer already says that card can't be any more perfect. So let's dive a little bit deeper. So for everybody here, just go ahead. I'm just going to kind of like channel my heart into this moment. And yeah, let's see what the message the universe has for us. So just allow yourself to meditate, open your heart. Card number 10, Cosmic Ancestors. Learn from those who have walked before you. Voice your concerns. Universal conscious coexistence extends beyond millions of years. Our very DNA has evolved over thousands of years and is continuing to do so. Hi, Cami. Our genetic lineage or origins are often brought into question. It is hard to refute the possibility of life on other planets far beyond our own star system and galaxy, given the science and astrological evidence we already understand. Goddess You, thank you so much for joining in on Twitch as well. Historically, let me just reread that last part. It is hard to refute the possibility of life on other planets far beyond our own star system and galaxy, given the science and astrological evidence we already understand historically about universal astronauts. You may feel like you are a starseed, disassociated from others as they cannot comprehend how precious life is, planetary evolution, or conscious connection with all living creatures. You may have fell into silent pain or be a passionate activist, your heart breaking over the material corruption of humanity, and that no one is listening to the collective cry of the planet, the life of all inhabitants, or the global impact of ego-based leadership. Very, very relative to what's happening right now. Again, if anything I say is resonating with you, go ahead and drop an 1111 in the chat. And this message is for you guys. Jennifer says, seriously, this is why I've been so quiet over social media lately. Totally, I understand that. In absolute truth, we are all starseeds, as our personal cosmic origins are mixed within our DNA and consciousness. The very existence of life on planets beyond our current understanding or awareness is evidentiary. After all, you are currently existing within the universe as we know it on a beautiful planet called Earth. Right now, you must learn from those who have walked before you. Those who have already shone a light on injustices require you to evolve and awaken into a passionate contributor. Now is the time to stand up and be counted. Life beyond our beautiful planets, beyond our earthly incarnations, is forever written among time and space and is available to us within the records of the Akashic Temple. You may feel connected to star energy or be aligned with a more cosmic understanding of the universe than the others. Call upon the energy of 100% pure light galactic guides, masters, or teachers to assist you in understanding your personal connection. Shadow aspects of this card: materialistic, ego-driven, narcissism, dishonesty. Sacred crystal, Larimar. Angel assistant, guardian angel Kaliel. Integrity, passion, and purpose. Affirmation: I continuously evolve with conscious action. So let's dive a little bit deeper here. Just gonna get some honey tea. Thank you again, Carly, Cami. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Appreciate you guys hanging out on Instagram. Real quick, just reading Jennifer's comments on Instagram. The realizations have been so massive, I had to disconnect for a while. Today's meditation, I literally talked about how now is time for me to stand up. Very, very powerful. And Jennifer, very relative to so much of what is happening right now. So again, from here, we're just going to dive a little bit deeper. We're just going to take an opportunity here to just be able to reflect on this card, the messages of it. This is where, again, I'm just going to kind of like speak on behalf of the universe through my heart to you, back to you, to be a mirror for you, to be able to help you see more within yourselves. So this is a very, very powerful card that really speaks to the bigger picture. This is the bigger story as to why we are here. A lot of us really focus on our existence here on Earth as just being, you know, it's just being like a chapter, it's just being like a story in itself. But the fact is that our life here on Earth is literally like one chapter of a bigger story. And so within this context of what is happening here on Earth, it's empowering to be able to know that we are not alone. And what I mean by that is from a very like quantum conscious level, through us lives our ancestors. Through us lives the momentum that has been cultivated in the lifetimes before. And even in the past as well. In the past and the future as well. So with this card, it's really inviting us to be able to connect deeper into the voices that speak through our DNA. To be able to not just tap into the voices in a literal sense, but to tap into the shared mission, into the shared vision. What do you feel called to do here on this earth? What is your purpose? Like I'm asking you, and I invite each of you to literally just share in the comments down below. What do you feel called to do here on earth this time? And when you listen to that, when you reflect on that, you'll begin to really understand that, again, a lot of what is happening here on earth is the culmination of energies that have literally been brought across from multiple galaxies and lifetimes and star systems of all networks, arriving here on this planet to be a part of this collective shift that is going to have an impact not just on Earth alone, but literally ripple out into the cosmos. It's a very, very, very powerful idea when you think about it, that literally what is happening here on Earth will affect other planets. And not just in like 100 years, like literally like what is happening right now, energetically, what is happening right now. And so here on this planet, we're here on the physical plane. But depending on your perspective, and Jay says, that's what I've been searching for and I don't know which way to turn. Jay, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, a lot of it is just beginning with the conversations that we're having here. This is a great place to be able to start, Jay, so thank you for being here. Just being able to open our mind to a little bit more about how this multi-dimensional metaphysical reality really works, a big part of it that I really resonate is really being able to see it from this, and I'll use a metaphor here, really being able to see it from this perspective that we are playing a game. And when I think of this, I literally think of this as like us like playing hockey, and we're on the ice. Me and you, we're on the ice, we're on the bench, we're going out there when the whistle blows and when the puck drops, and we're hustling. And it's a championship of the world right now. It's like a scene out of the Mighty Ducks, if anybody's familiar with this. And we're here to be able to push it hard right to the very last second of the game. But the most empowering thing behind this is the fact that right now the stands are not empty, not by a long shot. The stands right now are full of our ancestors and our guides and our guardians and our spirit totems and our OU, other us, alien friends who are literally cheering us on. They're like, yeah, do it. You got this. We believe in you. Like, imagine like you're in this moment where you're like on the ice, and imagine if you were just like look up and just kind of like see, and there's like the stands are empty and you're just like, oh, like that's it's kind of hard. It makes it hard. It makes it feel like you're carrying a lot by yourself. But right now, even though the task is ours, the mission is that of the collective. And so when we think about it, our ancestors, those of us who are still connected right now through our DNA, imagine them in the back of your mind. They are cheering us on. They've got a big sign and they're like, go, Jennifer, go. Go, Jennifer, go. And we're just pouring our energy into this. And it's not just Jennifer, it's you. It's me. And we're passing up and down as we make our way down the ice. And we're going to pass it up to you. And you're going to go on a breakaway. And you take a shot. And then there's a rebound off the net. But then we come in from the point. And then we get the rebound. We pass it back across the slide. And we shoot and we score. Like that's what we're going through right now. We're going through this moment where there's like this immense pressure. But we came here to play it right to the very last second of that buzzer. We didn't come here to stop. We didn't come here to give up in the end game. We came here to persevere. And our guardians, our you know, like our ancestral parents, they want us to win. And the most empowering thing is this perspective that from a multidimensional level, we have already won. We did not come here as consciousness to just kind of get usurped into some sort of like crazy draconian, like crazy scenario. There may be aspects of the society that may kind of move in that direction, and that may not really necessarily be within our control. There's the yin and there's the yang. But just as much as there is the darkness, so too the light shall rise. So too shall these new societies and these new paths and these new opportunities will be created. We look at what it is that we don't want in order to be able to get clarity on what it is that we do want in a lot of cases. So again, with this card, really just using this card as a way for me to be able to speak from spirit to you, to really just hype you up and to hype up the team and to be able to remind you that on a practical level, the connection that you share with your cosmic ancestors, it's not something out there. It's in here. Literally, it's in here. Connecting with your heart is the portal to your ancestral lineage. And the ancestral lineage won't always be something where it'll literally be like, hey, Brendan, it's me, it's your ancestors. Here's everything you need to know. It's not always literal like that. If anything, it comes through emotion, energy and motion. It comes through feeling, comes through synchronicity, comes through dream time. It comes through a knowing. It comes through a calling. It comes through our heart yearning for something to be able to create a future that is more than just our own. And I think in a lot of cases, you know, with this card, I like the shadow aspect of this card is materialism, ego-driven, narcissism, dishonesty. Therefore, what is the light aspect of this card? It is altruism. It is the collective opposed to just the ego. It is sincerity, generosity, compassion, loyalty, honesty to each other and honesty to our own heart as well. Like, this is the thing. We need to be able to give ourselves permission to be honest to our own heart. Where is our curiosity leading us? Where is the calling guiding us? These steps are before us, and to know that those steps are already there is perhaps one of the most empowering things. And what we can do is be able to listen into the wisdom to our heart and to follow those cosmic breadcrumbs of bliss. That was a card that we had yesterday. It was called Breadcrumbs of Bliss. And you follow these little moments of bliss, these little breadcrumbs of bliss. And it's like those are being like left there by your ancestors to move us forward on this journey. So I'm going to get close to wrapping up here. I just want to be able to rest my throat. But the message is coming through very, very loud with this card. Like, this is what it's about, man. It's about knowing that we have a collective cosmic team here within our back, and our ancestors, like I'll just say this and we get close to wrapping it up. Your ancestors live through the love that you share. They literally live through you. Like, they are not just a distant memory in the past. They literally live through you. And in some ways, they are you. In some ways, you are a culmination of them. You're not literally just, you are separate. You are your own individual person, but you're not. You're more like a fractal. You're like all of these combinations of the ancestors kind of like been brought forth into this moment. And with it, this like lineage of wisdom. And with it, this lineage of shifters. If you are here to be able to help change the planet, to be able to help shift the paradigms, then I can guarantee you that you come from a lineage of people before you that have done the same, that have been artists and revolutionaries and creators and leaders and teachers and students and lovers. All of these people. This is what we come here on Earth to be able to do. We literally come here to be able to manifest as alchemists, as world bridgers, all of these crazy things, you know, and we'll talk more about those, I'm sure, in other readings. But again, with this card, call upon the energy of 100% pure light galactic guides, masters, or teachers to assist you in understanding your personal connection. So with this card, just so we get this close to wrapping this up, and Jimmy, thank you for joining in, dude. I appreciate you joining in. I appreciate you dropping the hockey emoticons there. Cammy, Carly, Jennifer, awesome to see you guys vibing out in the Instagram chat. With this card, again, you know, one of the things that we can really do is just kind of open ourselves up to this idea. Know that that connection is there, and to know that being able to like connect in with this idea of feeling like the strength and the momentum of our guides, it begins with a thought. It begins with an idea. And with this idea of knowing that it's already there, that the connection is already there, the next thing is to be able to invite that connection in deeper, to allow yourself to be able to acknowledge that connection, and then to be able to just bring it more into your heart. And that could be something where you can connect with it through your own personal practice, your own personal meditation, your own personal journaling, your own personal gratitude practice. Literally just take a moment where you're just like, hey, ancestors and guides, I see you, I thank you, I honor you. Thank you for being with me. And if you guys want, we can do a little meditation right after this. We've done like 2 meditations after each reading today, just kind of anchor it in. If you guys want to do a little meditation to connect with our ancestors right after this, just a short one, 777 in the chat, and we'll do that. And then we'll get close to wrapping this up. Super, super powerful card. Cosmic ancestors. Learn from those who have walked before you, voice your concerns. So again, speak up. This world is a better place because of the voice that you bring into it, because of the magic that you bring into it. I remember when I started Paradigm Shift way back in the day, like over 10 years ago. I swear I should almost be like rounding it up to 15 years at this point. But one of the things I did was like when I was reflecting on it, I was like, if I don't, who will? And there's a lot of people out there who are doing things, great things these days. But even for yourself, you know, like if you don't, who will? If you don't do only what you can do, who will? Because even though there's a lot of things that people can do in similar ways, you're the only person who can do what you do in your way. And that's very, very special. You're the only Jennifer. You're the only Jimmy. You're the only Carly. You're the only Cammy. You're the only Ryder. You're the only Traveler. You're the only Jay. That is your gift. To be the only one who can be you. And with that, you bring forward these very particular and special keys into this reality. And those keys, they unlock treasures. They unlock treasures within our heart, and they unlock our memories, and they unlock our potential, and they unlock new visions of a better world that we are co-creating together. Cosmic ancestors. Voice your concerns and learn from those who have walked before you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card. Jennifer, if you want me to send you a screenshot of just the written info here, go ahead and let me know, and I can send that back to you. And again, this is recorded, so you can go back and listen to it afterwards on YouTube as well. If you guys resonate with that, drop some 1111s in the chat. Let's take a moment here to be able to shift things up. And we'll do a quick little meditation just to be able to kind of anchor into this theme. Jennifer, I did see your Patreon did go through. So we're currently at about 99 on Patreon. I should be updating it. Technically, it should be... there's like one on there that I have to remove on the Patreon. Lacey's still signed up for my Patreon. And we're like, oh, like... I don't think she needs to be signed up for my Patreon when we're living under the same roof. So technically, even though I'm switching it to 99, technically that's going to be switched back to one less in a bit. So Jennifer, putting your info on screen as a thank you on the YouTube. So let's give a nice thank you to Jennifer, and let's do a quick little meditation here. Again, for those of you on Instagram and TikTok, appreciate you guys being here. We'll do this quick little meditation. And then for anybody who would like to be able to contribute on PayPal or upgrade on Patreon or join on Patreon, go ahead and do that, and then we'll get right into another reading. I'd love to be able to reach 100 on Patreon today. We're at 99. So if we can get one other Patreon sign up today, then at least that reaches our mini goal for this broadcast. Quick little meditation. You guys are down for it. I saw those 1111s and 77s and all those angel numbers coming through. So let's do this. And let's do this for you. So everybody here, when you're ready, go ahead and close your eyes. So allow yourself to breathe. Connecting with your breath, opening up your shoulders, strengthening your spine, relax your face. With each breath, just allowing yourself to arrive into this present moment. And as we breathe here, we're just going to play with an idea. Imagine right now, you're in a room, wherever this room is. It could be like kind of like an empty room. It could be a room you're familiar with. And in this room, there's a magical computer in front of you. Go ahead and sit down in front of this computer. And as you're sitting there, you're just minding your own business. And then suddenly, we're just having some fun here. A notification pops up on your computer screen. Oh, what's this? Oh, you've been invited into a conference call with your ancestors. Oh, how exciting. How interesting. There's an invitation button in front of you. A big, big button that either says yes, join, or no, not right now. And so, give yourself an opportunity here. And when you're ready, if you choose to click that big green button that says, yes, I want to connect with my ancestors and chat with them a little bit further. Take a deep breath. Nice soft exhale. And from a highest place of excitement within your heart, go ahead and click that big green button right now. Click, and then the screen opens up in front of you. And lo and behold, you turn on your camera, and there's like a small group of other people on the other side of the camera in this little like Zoom conference call with your ancestors. And they're like tuning in from like beyond this present moment in other parts of the galaxy. And you take this opportunity and they all just welcome you. And they're just like, oh yeah, they're here. Thank you for joining. And you're just like, oh my God, I haven't seen you guys in forever. Oh, it's so good to see you. And you may even feel right now, like literally just imagine this like very hilarious kind of moment as you just kind of like smile. And honestly, you may even feel right now any emotions just kind of arising. And honestly, you may even cry tears of joy right now. Like literally right now. Like I can almost feel myself doing it. And in this moment, I'll set things up where you can just kind of talk to them on your own, but you just kind of take this opportunity as they're just kind of talking to you, and you just look at each of the little screens on your computer screen, and you're just like, oh, like there's that one. Oh, I don't even recognize that one. Oh, that one's like a glowing blue being. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, there's like my like great Nana. Like, oh, like that one like looks like maybe they're from the future. Like, oh, that's kind of cool. And you just take this opportunity and you just kind of find yourself just kind of smiling and just kind of gazing into this screen in front of you. You just breathe here. And in this moment, they ask you to be able to share from your heart. And they invite you to say, how are things on your end? Tell us, what are you up to these days? How's the shift in consciousness going? How is your mission going? And you think to yourself, my mission, ? Oh my God, my mission. I almost forgot. And in this moment, just play with this idea. Listen to your own heart. Just allow yourself to speak to them. I'll stop talking here. This is your space. Just allow yourself to feel as you just see them looking back through these screens, very, very, very just present with you in this moment. What do you say to them in this moment? Tell them about the things you're up to. Tell them about the mission you're on to help shift consciousness. Tell them how you're feeling. Tell them how grateful you are to see them. Tell them how much they mean to you. Go ahead and take a few moments here. Just breathe. Just take another moment here. As you breathe here, know this is a space you can return back to at any moment. However, notice within your heart. Right now, we're just looking at them through a screen. Boring. Notice in your heart right now. Do you want to hug them? Do you want to feel them? Do you want them to be there with you in a way that you can literally just like embrace them and feel their embrace? Imagine yourself kind of closing your eyes within your imagination. So you close your eyes and the computer screen just disappears beyond your eyelids. And with a nice soft breath, imagine yourself opening your eyes again. And now you see your ancestors and your guides standing before you. The computer desk, it's no longer there. That's in the past. And you see them standing there in like a small little semicircle. And you just feel their love. You feel their support. And they remind you that they have always been watching down on you every step of the way, cheering you on, supporting you, seeing and holding your potential. And so in this moment, allow yourself to just kind of like walk into the center of them and just feel as they just kind of slowly just kind of welcome you in, and just kind of allow yourself to just naturally form this beautiful group hug. And without barely any even words, you can speak to them from your heart if you wish. You can hear them speaking to you. But the more the words are more telepathic, energetic. And you just feel their embrace, and you can give yourself like a nice physical hug right now. Wrapping your arms around yourself and just add a gentle sway. Just really breathe here. Exhale a bit of a sigh, any doubt. Breathe in this love and support, this story. Exhale, release. Just stay here for another moment. In this moment, what do you want to say to them from a place of gratitude within your heart? Or whatever you want to say. Go ahead and say something to them right now as they're still just holding you in their arms. And before we conclude this meditation, there's something they want to say to you, something that you'll carry with you beyond this meditation, something that you may even want to write down after, something to nurture your heart and inspire your spirit. Listen collectively, or maybe just from one of them individually. What do they say to you in this moment to support you on your path? Listen and just hear it within your heart. Don't overthink it. Beautiful. Thank them again. And gently imagine just kind of releasing that hug as you stand there in front of them. And from here, they just kind of like laugh, and they're just like, yeah, you know, just call us up anytime you want to talk. We're always here for you. Cheering you on. We're one breath away in any moment. So just allowing yourself to just be in this space. Reminder, you can return here at any moment. The pathway is inside of you, back to the heart. Just concluding with gratitude here, feeling that inspiration, straighten up your spine, adjust your posture, feeling a little bit stronger, a little bit more ready for that next step. Heart a little bit more open. This calmness, this confidence, this deep vision you carry with you beyond this meditation. Just take another breath here, soft inhale. and gentle exhale. When you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to your space around you and slowly open your eyes. Beautiful. Welcome back. Go ahead and take a moment if you guys want to even just share how you guys feeling right now. 1 or 2 words. Anything that your ancestors shared with you, more than welcome to be able to share that in the chat. The message that came through for me was your path is a road less traveled, but we are with you every step of the way. That was basically like the message, which I think is like a message for all of us, right? My eyes were like watering there. I don't know about you guys. If anybody else cried a bit, drop a 777 in the chat. Like even if it was just a single tear. So, thank you guys. Again, you know, when we do these broadcasts, I love being able to spice in a variety of different things, meditation here and there. So, awesome. Perfect. Thank you again, Jennifer. Thank you again, everyone. Thank you so much for your comments. And yeah, thank you for being present to be a part of that little meditation there. We just did a beautiful meditation, just kind of connecting with our ancestors. For those of you who just joined in last minute, recording for that is online on the YouTube though. So if you guys want to fast forward to that, go ahead. Cool. Thank you, Jennifer. So again, going back to that card, Cosmic Ancestors. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card. So thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for joining up on the Patreon. Super appreciate being able to have you as a part of the community as one of our leading members. We'll take a brief intermission here, and again, I'd love to be able to do some more readings for everybody here, and we'll do some additional readings as we have more people signing up on the Patreon, or if you would prefer on the PayPal. And yeah, we'll just take a little bit of an intermission, but please feel free to leave some comments on how that was for you. So, comments that came through, Cami, don't dwell in the drama, breathe, come back to the present moment, get focused on the big picture. We are so proud of you. You're divinely on track. Very, very, very powerful message. Thank you, Cami. Guys, be sure to connect with some of our creators here on Instagram. Cami, one of our leading members. Jennifer, again, one of our leading members. Jimmy, technically still one of our leading members, dude. If you're more than welcome to be able to join in with stuff. I know I'm not 100% sure if you're still on the Patreon. I mean, you've been on the Patreon long enough, dude. Like, just let me know if you want to join in for stuff. You're more than welcome, man. So, yes. Beautiful. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. I love being able to do these little broadcasts with you. It's always different every time we do it. Sometimes there's a bunch of people tuned in. Sometimes there's a small group of us tuned in. But whatever the case may be, it's still very, very meaningful and great practice for myself. And yeah, just an awesome way to be able to grow the team. So beautiful. All right. Well, we'll hang out here for the next little bit. Like I said, I'd love to be able to keep the readings going, and we'll initiate another reading as we have anybody ready to be able to sign up on the Patreon, or anybody who would like to be able to contribute on PayPal. So if you guys would like to be able to add any, and even if you were like tuned into this reading, like that's the thing, like you can literally like contribute on the PayPal. If you're like, hey, I gotta go, but here's a contribution on PayPal, and then we'll do a few more readings, even if you're not able to stick around. So if you guys just find value in what you're experiencing through these broadcasts and you guys just want to contribute that way, more than welcome to. So, and again, I do also, there is the option to be able to do like one-on-one tarot readings. So if you guys want to reach out for me there, that's available. And again, the $33 level on the Patreon is definitely the best value there, where you can get the monthly readings with me, as well as the Light Guardian Crystal if you sign up there, and then just pay shipping on that, which is a special offer for the time being. So cool. All right, team. If anybody would like to be able to sign up for the Patreon or the PayPal, do me a favor, just drop a 555 in the chat. Let me know if you're just like, oh, I'm gonna go do it right this second. Then go ahead and let me know. I might just have to use the bathroom real quick and come back. But I'd love to be able to keep the readings going. And thank you again, everyone. Yeah, Cami, if you want to be able to reach out for a one-on-one, definitely just let me know. Would love to be able to do that. And again, with the I'm doing some upgrades in the Discord and stuff. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of moving pieces at once. But for those of you leading members, if you guys are doing your own tarot readings and your own like oracle readings, channeled readings and stuff like that, again, let me know, because that's something that I want to be able to help promote through the community. So Cami, if you're doing any of your own readings and stuff like that, just let us know. And once we kind of like tweak some things around, or even before we do that, I'd love to just be able to help invite more people to be able to tune into those. So part of the perk of being a leading member is that I help curate your guys' content as well. And Carly, for you as well, I know Carly, that's the thing, like I know a lot of you guys here, you're doing your own readings, and sometimes it's just like, you don't always have time to be able to kind of like reach out to me first. So if we can even just kind of like figure out a routine, then at least I'll know ahead of time and be able to help cross promote. So, and we'll use the Discord and other platforms for that. So awesome. Thank you, Cami, and thank you, Carly. So all right, team, we got a couple people tuned in on YouTube right now. Lonely Traveler, thank you for tuning in. For those of you on TikTok and Instagram, thank you guys as well. We got 5 people on Instagram and a couple people on Twitch. Thank you, Twitch, as well. And like I said, we'll either wrap up the broadcast shortly, which is fine because we do have our conscious creator work period at 4 p.m. today. Cami, Carly, and Jennifer, if any of you guys are joining in for the creator period today at 4 p.m. EDT, just go ahead and let me know. Just be like, yeah, I'm joining, and stuff like that. And again, that's like a collaboration circle where we're like working on stuff together, and that's going to be different depending on who's there each time. And I'm also available for like coaching and stuff there as well. So, and yeah. We'll hang out here for the next little bit. Again, if anybody else would like to be able to contribute on PayPal or Patreon, go ahead and let me know. We did have, again, Jennifer re-signed up. Thank you again, Jennifer. We've had some awesome readings go out. Again, I hope even for those of you who are just tuned in, this has been, again, a valuable experience for you. And also, again, see it as an invitation to be able to connect further with the community. So, cool. All right. If anybody would like to be able to sign up for the Patreon or PayPal or just contribute on PayPal, go ahead and do that, and then we'll do a reading with you helping facilitate. And also, again, the reading is collective for the team. And if you'd like to be able to sign up onto the Patreon, that's a monthly contribution. The $11 is the leading member level, and from there you get access to exclusive community events, and you also get access to me for conscious media creator coaching, and also a place to be able to help promote your content as well. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and click the link in my profile and check that out. So okay, we may be done here, guys. Again, you guys power this broadcast, so if anybody wants to be able to contribute to keep another reading going, go ahead and let me know. If not, that's okay. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back in a couple minutes, and you guys stick around. And if you want to use this time just to be able to send any contributions and keep things going for the broadcast, now would be a great time to do that. And we'll move into another reading as soon as we are ready. So thank you guys so much. I'll be right back. So cue intermission music. Okay. All right. Thank you to those of you who stuck around during that quick intermission. So, okay. All right, team. Like I said, we'll stick around here for the next little bit. And if we are ready to wrap up the broadcast, we will do that. That's totally fine. And again, if there's anybody else who would like to be able to initiate some more readings for the team, please go ahead and click the link for the PayPal or Patreon and add your contribution there. And then we'll get right into another reading. So cool. All right. It's pretty quiet right now. So I think we're probably just about ready to be able to wrap it up, which is totally cool. Okay. All right. Just about last call for anybody who would like to be able to join on the Patreon or PayPal. And if you do that, then we will continue to do some more readings for the community. So anybody else who would like to be able to add their support, if you guys have been tuned in for today and have just been enjoying the broadcast, again, go ahead and add your support on PayPal or join on Patreon when it works for you. You don't even have to join on Patreon right this second. You can always check that out and join it later. And again, when you join on the one or the other, we'll do a reading where you can initiate the reading, and that can be with a deck of your choice. It can be the Hero's Journey, Sacred Spirit, Lightworker Oracle, or a Nanda Tarot deck as well. So yeah, this has been an awesome broadcast as always. I super appreciate everybody just hanging out with us, and I think we're just about ready to be able to wrap it up, but we will be back here again at 11 a.m. EDT tomorrow morning as well. So last call on anybody who would like to be able to contribute anything on PayPal or Patreon. If you guys are interested in doing so, just do me a favor, drop a 555 in the chat, let me know, and we will stick around just for an extra couple moments, and we will get things ready to be able to switch gears. So beautiful. And we got more work to be able to do today. So we got our Conscious Creator work period today at 4 p.m. EDT. So for those of you who are on Patreon, again, you'll be able to join in for that. So cool. Awesome. All right. Well, I think we're just about ready to be able to wrap it up. So, oh, awesome. Oh, Curio Wizard, thank you so much for the raid for those of you on Twitch right now. With that said, maybe I'll just be able to do one more reading, at least for those of you on Twitch, give you guys a chance just to be able to experience some of the magic that we got going on here. Curio Wizard, do you also do tarot? If so, I'll definitely, I mean, either way, I'll definitely I'll give you a follow back. I'm still pretty new onto the Twitch platform, so apologies as I'm just kind of like figuring things out here and there. So, but yes, thank you so much for the host. Super excited just to be able to welcome more people into the chat. We've been going for, man, we just did a super awesome meditation where we were like connecting with our ancestors and our guides. It was really fun. We're broadcasting on YouTube and Twitch and Instagram and TikTok all at the same time right now. So what we'll do right now, just for those of you on Twitch, since we got a few people joining in, and good timing, like good synchronistic timing. I was literally just saying, I'm like, oh, we're about to wrap it up for today. But since we got some more people here on Twitch, we'll jump into another reading, and we'll keep things going here. And what we'll do here, we'll do a quick little mini game since we got a good handful of people on Twitch. So if you guys are here on Twitch and you want to be able to take part in this quick little mini game reading, what I'll do, we'll use the Lightworker Oracle deck for this one. This is we got a few decks to choose from. And what we'll do is I'll pick a quick number, and then for those of you within Twitch, I'll ask you guys to guess the number, and then the person who guesses the number, you'll help facilitate the reading. And the way how we do that is we do a quick little meditation. We set the intention, show us what we need to see, and then within the meditation, you'll basically just listen to your intuition, following my instructions. You'll type now in the chat, and when you type now in the chat, that's when we split the deck. So for those of you on the Twitch, thank you so much for joining in. Hatchdog, thank you for joining in as well. And for those of you on Twitch, if you guys want to be able to like take part in this little mini game, just do me a favor, drop a quick 777 into the chat. And again, I'll set things up by just kind of picking a number, and we'll go through it pretty quick. We'll get right into the reading, but this is a fun way just to be able to initiate the reading so that those of you in the chat be able to collaborate and get to help facilitate it as well. So I'm going to keep it pretty simple. Just going to keep it a small bracket. So real quick. All right, let me pick a number. Okay. The number, as soon as I say the bracket, you guys go ahead and leave your guesses into the chat. This is just for the people on Twitch right now. So for anybody on TikTok or Instagram, feel free to join in on Twitch. So as soon as I say the bracket, you guys are going to leave your guesses into the chat. 3 guesses each, 1 guess at a time. And it's going to be super, super easy. This is kind of like a botched version of it. Okay. The number is between 10 and 15. The number is between 10 and 15. The first person to guess the number that I'm thinking of will get to facilitate the next reading with us. So go ahead and leave your guesses in the chat for those of you on Twitch. I think there's like Wizard and Hatchdog. I'm not sure if they're Jira, if there's other people guessing, go ahead and do that. So Curio says 12, Hatchdog says 14. Neither of you got it right, but there's only so many numbers that we can guess. So go ahead and add another guess real quick. Literally, first person to get it is the one who wins. Usually when we do this, sometimes there's like 20 people tuned in, so it's a little bit different. But since it's a small little group, again, we're just kind of doing like a micro version of it. Wizard drops in 11. Oh man, the bracket is narrowing. Go ahead, Hatchdog. You can probably narrow it down. It's either one or the other. And yeah, thank you guys so much just for playing along with the novelty here. So just waiting for the next person to guess it. Okay, I think we're literally down to, I guess we got two more numbers to be able to choose from here. No, 3. Yeah, two more numbers to be able to choose from. I could have, yeah, just go ahead. Go ahead and guess one more time. Wizard, there you go. Wizard got it. All right, so Wizard, the number was 13. Super easy number to be able to guess. So Wizard, thank you so much for joining in, and thank you for the again for the raid. Appreciate being able to bring more people into the broadcast that we do here. If you guys want to be able to follow, stick around. I do broadcasts on Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. EDT. I've been doing tarot broadcasts for like years, but this is a new Twitch channel. So if you guys want to help build this Twitch channel, feel free to, I guess, raid every now and then. Let me know how that works. And yeah, feel free to tune in again. And you can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and we do a lot of other cool stuff there. So the way how this is going to work, we're going to get right into this reading. I'm just going to lead you guys into a little bit of a meditation. And when I do these readings, they're really fun. They're inspirational, and we set the intention, show us what we need to see. So when we do these readings, again, they're also available either just like kind of prompting within the chat, or they're available through Patreon or PayPal contributions, but we'll worry about that as we go. Right now, we're just gonna get right into this next reading. So for everybody here, let's just get ready to do a little bit of a meditation. Wizard, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go into our heart space. I'll lead you through this, it's super simple. Bring ourselves into gratitude, focus on the intention, show us what we need to see. And for everybody here, for anybody tuned in, this reading will be for you. If you're tuned in, this message is for you. And then within that, we'll focus on the intention. Wizard, you'll follow my prompt. And then at a certain point, I'll ask you to just kind of take a few breaths. And then when you're ready, you type now in the chat. And then when you type now, that's when I'll split the deck. So it's like your cue of now will like intuitively kind of like split the deck. So Wizard, if you're ready for that, go ahead and just type ready into the chat, and let's get right into this next reading. And I appreciate you guys hanging out. Always fun to be able to have more people tuned in. For those of you on TikTok or on Instagram, feel free to join in on YouTube. All right, Wizard, you ready? Perfect. All right, so for everybody here, just go ahead and take a moment here to just kind of breathe. And yeah, thank you again, everyone, for joining in. My name is Mr. Spider-Man. My name's also Brendan, so happy to be able to have you guys here. So when you're ready, just go ahead and gently close your eyes. For everybody here, go ahead and just kind of like send out the lasers to be able to help us focus in on this intention. So for everybody here, just close your eyes and gently just connect with your breath. Gently as you breathe here, just bring yourself into this space of gratitude. Gratitude for yourself, gratitude for this space, gratitude for this community, gratitude for the messages we are about to receive. So for Wizard and for everybody here, from this place of gratitude, collectively focusing our attention on the intention, show us what we need to see. We being the individual, we being the collective, we being the team. And so as you focus in on this intention, show us what we need to see, speak it with your heart, Speak it with your mind, speak it with your words, speak it with your soul. Wizard, take a moment here to just connect with your breath. Take a few breaths, listen to your intuition, and when you're ready, type now into the chat. For everybody else, gently open your eyes, and you guys can type your wizard noises into the chat. Give me a second here. I'm just going to charge the deck real quick. Take your time, Wizard, when you're ready. And so as Wizard types now within the chat, we shall split the deck and see which card the universe has. Sometimes when we do this, when I'm on YouTube, there's a bit of a delay and it gives me more time to be able to do some like freestyle flowetry. So maybe I'll do a little bit about that later, but the Twitch stream is like not delayed, so it's like more prompt. All right. Oh, wow. Okay, this is a pretty cool card to be able to get. I have not pulled this card on air from quite some time. So the card that we have pulled, again, this is for anybody who's tuned in right now. Wizard was helping facilitate it, but it's really for anybody who's tuned in right now, is card number 11, Messages in Numbers. Card number 11, Messages in Numbers. So what we're going to do here, and again, my style for this includes being able to just visually explain what's on the card. And then what we're going to do, we're going to read from the deck. And then what we're going to do from there, that's where I just kind of like channel some additional inspiration through my heart, just talking about the numbers here, speaking from my own wisdom, my own experience, and really just kind of like designed to be able to like speak to you guys, to be able to like speak to your heart as well. So let's just take a look here. Again, for those of you on TikTok and Instagram, go ahead and join in on YouTube or on Twitch. Link is in my profile because that's where the primary camera is. So just taking a look here. Beautiful, beautiful image here. I'm just going to literally explain it literally. Beautiful waterfall, and obviously really relating to the whole like 11-11 synchronicity, which I'm sure we'll get into in a moment here. Even the waterfall itself, very kind of like symbolic of pillars, which is again kind of like the 11-11 gate. Just beautiful flora, but again, what's noticeable is also again this this kind of like higher conscious being, kind of a rising from beyond the cliffside. And with these beautiful rays, again, I'm just explaining it literally, beautiful rays, again, kind of representing this like connection with like higher source consciousness. And of course, a lot of themes with the water elements and beautiful flora. Oh, and there's also a rainbow. There's like a little rainbow there. I almost didn't see it. So rainbow power. So, all right, let's dive in deep. This is where I kind of incorporate a bit of like the ASMR element. This is where I get to use my, my magic wizard voice. So as I'm reading this, again, we'll read from the book here. And then for you guys here, what you're going to do, you're just going to kind of listen to this with your heart, allow yourself to be able to receive any messages. And if anything I say resonates with you, if anything you hear resonates with you, drop an 1111 in the chat and feel free to chat about it. Like chat about it as we're talking about this. So if you're here, this message is for you. Card number 11, Messages in the Numbers. The universe is speaking to you through numbers. From 1111 on your phone to the repeating number patterns that catch your eye, information is being transmitted from the creative universal intelligence into your cellular awareness. You may feel energetic healing as you receive these transmissions of number frequencies. Numbers are energetic medicine. They are particular frequencies in a universal language of love that helps heal and guide you. There are no negative numbers. Healing vibrations of numbers are working for your soul now. Which numbers do you notice most often at this time? I invite you guys to literally share, like what, I'm sure for those of you tuned in, you guys probably like see synchronicities and stuff. What numbers are kind of like your go-to numbers? Go ahead and leave some comments for that in the chat as well. The frequency of 1 is about beginnings. Taking the initiative, believing in yourself, and accepting a leadership role in which you step ahead of the curve, beyond the consciousness of those around you, to guide the human race forward into love. The frequency of 2 brings healing around partnership and allows you to be helped by others. Sorry, someone was like grifting me on TikTok there for a second. Give me 2 seconds here. Just gonna close that. Okay, there we go. The frequency of 2 brings healing around partnership and allows you to be helped by others, particularly in relationships, whether business or personal. The 2 indicates more. The 2 indicates more can be gained by working with another. The frequency of 3, I guess it's going to literally just kind of go through all of them, which is cool. So again, when we're doing this is also like a conversation. So like we're not just here to just do tarot. We're here to like kind of like chat as a community. The frequency of 3 indicates a time to learn, write, teach, or develop new ideas, collaborate with others, and create win-win situations. It is also the number stamp of the Ascended Masters, particularly multiple 3s, affirming their connection with you. The frequency of the 4 brings angelic healing, divine order, and an influx of energy into the physical plane. It is a get things done energy, which can help you materialize desires. More than 4 in a row means the angels are speaking to you. Call upon their lower assistants to help you manifest your divine destiny. The frequency of 5 announces change and acceleration. An issue is resolving. Transformation is happening through divine alchemy. If you see a 5, let go. Allow what is happening to happen. Trust in the goodness behind all unfolding in your life. If any of you guys want a picture of what's written here, direct message me on Instagram. I'd be more than happy to send it to you, since this is like this card's a little bit different. There's a lot of information just in this card. The frequency of 6 is love, money, beauty, and abundance. Many people are afraid of the 6 vibration, especially multiple 6s, which some teach are a sign of evil. There are no negative numbers. However, the 6 is a sign of material abundance and healing, of prosperity, love, and romance. The frequency of the 7 indicates healing ability, channeling of spiritual wisdom, and the sage or teacher. It is a sign to accept what makes you unique and to balance your social life with restorative solitude. If you have asked about your life mission, the 7 indicates it is, at least in part, self-healing of very likely and the healing of others too. The frequency of 8 asks you to step into leadership that is not apart from others, but amongst them. Others may look to you as a role model or authority figure. Accept this with the humility and remember to encourage others to find their own power. The frequency of 9 is a highly spiritual energy indicating blessings, compassion, and the end of a cycle. It comes with resolution and unfinished business, and of unfinished business is taking place so a new cycle can begin in due course. It also indicates the Christ consciousness and can be a message from any master that resonates with that energy, reminding you to trust your heart and ask for love to bless and assist you. The frequency of the 0 is a divine wild card. It amplifies the energy of the other numbers and places a divine stamp behind it. Any significant number accompanied by a 0 is a message direct from the universe. It is a divine saying, I am sharing something true and special with you. Take note, for I am with you. And then it says here, use the invocation below when you feel the numbers are talking to you and you want to absorb their loving message. The invocation I'll share in a little bit. So what we're going to do here, we're just going to dive a little bit deeper into this. Again, for those of you on Twitch, especially if it's your first time, if you guys are tuned in for the first time, drop a 777 in the chat just to be able to indicate. I know we do have a bunch of people tuned in for the first time, but what we're going to do here, so this is where, again, it just kind of like builds upon the message of the card. So this is where basically I'm just kind of like going to kind of channel some additional wisdom and insight, because honestly, like the writing in this, I was like very just kind of like literal. I liked how it actually did kind of map out the cards, but let's go a little bit deeper. Let's talk into what it actually means to be able to develop a language of communication between yourself and the universe, between yourself and the higher self. So for me, synchronicities were always like such a huge part of my journey. Synchronicities were such a, like an initiator element for me along my path. Like when I saw synchronicities for the first time, it was really an indicator for me that there was something more going on, that there was a bigger part of me talking back to myself. Wizard, thanks for joining in. I'm glad you were able to tune in and have an awesome day. Thank you so much. So again, just speaking on this card here, for anybody who's here, this is a powerful reminder to be able to reflect on what is your relationship like with not just synchronicity, but specifically with numbers. Are you being able to interpret numbers as a form of language? Are you being able to see them as a way for the universe to be able to communicate back to yourself? And one of the things that I was actually able to develop within my own personal journey, my own spiritual awakening, this is like way back, probably like, 2007, 2008, when things were really starting to pick up, was also the fact that you could program numbers into the ways of how the synchronicities arise. So you could actually put out the intention where you'd be like, okay, like one of my prime sync numbers is going to be like a 555 or a 222, and you really just kind of like put that intention into a specific number. And if you guys resonate with this, drop an 1111. We usually say drop an 1111 here on the channel if you guys resonate with stuff. But again, with this, it's super powerful, because once you understand how the universe works, you understand that it communicates to the this is like really powerful. It took me a while to even like fully understand what this means. Once you start getting into dream stuff, you actually understand why synchronicities are what they are. The universe communicates to itself through the language of symbols. Beyond words, symbols are what we identify and recognize, and how we actually communicate with ourselves. And so therefore, when you're seeing these synchronicities, what you're actually receiving is, again, a form of communication. And so when we start opening our heart to this reality, to this prospect, it gives us a chance to be able to communicate with a part of ourselves that's beyond just our physical self. It begins to communicate with a part of ourselves that is really showing that there's a bigger roadmap, that there are these synchronicities that are occurring. And in a way, like, what are synchronicities? Synchronicities actually relate back to the idea that time is not linear. Not linear in how we think it is. That the synchronicities, if you were to think like, what is a synchronicity? I've had this conversation before. We've done this in a podcast. But one of the metaphors I use is like the synchronicity is kind of like all of these different moments are kind of like branches moving throughout the universe. It's like this spiraling ocean of branches. The synchronicities are the moments where the branches cross, where the energy currents intersect. And in those moments of intersection, that is a moment where there is like the conscious observer interacting with a circumstance, interacting with an environment, interacting with a person, interacting with a symbol. So with the process of, again, talking specifically about numbers, but also synchronicities, they arise to you. And I'll invite you guys to, again, just kind of like share. When do you notice synchronicities more? When do you notice them more? When are they more prevalent? Oftentimes, the synchronicities are more prevalent when you're in this space of being in your heart, when you're in this flow, when you're not necessarily looking for them, but you're just allowing yourself to just kind of like move into this flow state. And when you're in this flow state, oftentimes they appear. And what's great is when you're in this flow state where you're just kind of like going throughout your day, and this is, again, like my own experience, you can see it as a way for the universe to literally be able to like send you like a thumbs up, to send you like a cosmic bro fist. It's like imagine you just like did like something like really cool or really awesome, and then you like walk around the corner and the first car that drives by has 1111 on the license plate. Not the second car, not the third car, literally the first car. If you had walked around that corner like 10 seconds later, you wouldn't have seen that car. But the fact that you were right there, right in that moment, it really makes you question. For a lot of people, it can be a big initiator element that says, wow, what were the odds? Wait a second. What's actually happening here? Am I on some sort of cosmic path? Am I on some sort of cosmic flow? Is the universe actually talking back to me? And what is it saying? And you don't have to really even get like super in depth with the significance of each and every single number. I like how this really does kind of like draw out these different interpretations of the numbers. And it's important to remember that even though what we read here is written before us, it is still interpretation. How you interpret these is really up to you. So, for you, seeing an 8 could be a number where it's like, oh, 8 reminds me of infinity. It reminds me of the cosmos. It reminds me of, like something bigger than myself. 8 might be your prime number that you really kind of associate with. So one of the things that's really powerful is to be able to understand that when you're in your flow state, there is this opportunity for the universe to be able to communicate back to you. And with this communication, it can really it can deepen to a point where you're able to begin to identify what does it mean to you. And sometimes those synchronicities arise to you and you're literally just interpreting it as like, you're on the right path, keep going. Like when you guys see synchronicities, what does it mean to you? When you guys see certain numbers, what does it mean to you? Do you interpret them through a variety of significance based on the individual numbers? Or do you just kind of, is an 1111 the same as a 222 to you? How do you choose to interpret it is totally up to you. But at the same time, that relationship that you place upon it is kind of like what will structure the format for that relationship, for that language. So for you, it may not be about the specifics of the number. It may just be about the specifics of the moment. Whether you see 1111 or this or that is secondary to the fact that that synchronicity happened in the first place. And that synchronicity can also be something that can be very reaffirming. It can be very healing. It can be very reassuring. So in those moments, there have been plenty of times where life is kind of chaotic on my end. things are kind of like up in the air and a lot of moving pieces. And you know, I'm just like, oh, like why are things happening the way they're happening? And then lo and behold, I'm going out to the grocery store, and kind of like what I said before, I turn and I'm crossing the street, and like right there in front of me is a specific number. For me, 9-6 is my big resonating number. I actually programmed that into my reality, and then that's the number that I started seeing primarily. Like, yes, I started looking for it, but again, I'm not looking for it. I'm just open to being able to receive it, and then it kind of comes to you. But again, in those moments where you're kind of like in a place where you may be kind of going through a lull, maybe kind of going through like a heavier space, when you see those synchronicities, oftentimes for me, and this is speaking from my personal experience, it's just kind of like a reassurance of like, oh yes, remember, things are all still unfolding as they're meant to. Things are still unfolding in some sort of bigger purpose, bigger picture, and even though in the moment it may not really look like it, hold faith, hold trust, keep focus, keep going. Things are still happening for you, not just to you. So with this card, again, this is a very, very powerful card that really invites us to be able to reflect on what is our relationship with not just numbers, but the synchronicity of how those numbers are interacting and appearing within our life. And again, if this is something that resonates with you, drop an 1111 in the chat. That's usually what we do when we just communicate here within the chat if something resonates with us. And how can you deepen this relationship? How can you deepen this relationship with the synchronicities in your life? How can you deepen them to the point where, again, you know, you're seeing them as a way for literally you to speak with the bigger part of yourself? And that for me was such a big thing, is once these synchronicities started appearing, I'm like, oh my goodness, my consciousness is not just something that's local to my brain. My consciousness is actually something that's like interwoven into the space around me. It's actually much more dreamlike. And this is a conversation for another time. And we do have a dream class coming up this Saturday for our Patreon supporters. But again, you know, once you begin to really understand and see the world through the realm of symbols, then you start to really be able to interpret it on deeper levels. And you can begin to be open more. And it's not just numbers. You know, it can become like shapes. It can become animals. It can become songs. Like I said, that's a whole nother conversation there just in terms of the synchronicities. But with this card, I'll read the invocation here. You guys let me know how this resonates with you. See this as, again, just a reminder. What is your relationship like with synchronicities? And I encourage you guys to intentionally program that relationship. Is it passive, or is it something that you're taking a more active engagement with? Like I said, for me, I literally programmed my reality to begin focusing on being able to lean towards primary numbers for myself. And that number, the primary number, was 9-6 or 6-9, variations of it. And in the process of doing that, you know, like I would see 9-6s or 6-9 at very specific moments in my reality. It would even start showing up in like my like social insurance number and my phone number and stuff. And I'm like, whoa, like this is actually like warping itself kind of like around me. And it really, again, just kind of became this like cool way of interacting with the universe I didn't even know was possible. And no one told me to do it. I literally just started doing it, and it started happening. So you can do this too. You can really begin to start putting out that intention to be able to say like, hey, universe, when I'm on the right path, or when you want to be able to send me like a little thumbs up, you know, send me a 7-7, you know, send me a 4-4, send me a 4-6. It doesn't even have to be a repeat number. It can be something very specific to you, something that holds meaning to you. And then notice, without you looking for that number, how and when it does arise. And what do you do in those moments when it does arise? At the very least, use it as an opportunity to really just kind of like be present in that moment. Really reflect. Where is my focus on in this present moment? Anytime you see a synchronicity, at the very least, maybe just see it as an opportunity to just breathe. Just take a breath. So I'm going to read the invocation here, and then we'll get close to wrapping this up. And then I'm just going to take a break, give my throat a little bit of a rest. And thank you guys again. If this resonates with you, drop those 1111s in the chat. The more we tap into our connection with synchronicity, the more we're tapping into our potential as multidimensional beings. Invocation. As I read this, imagine you're saying this to yourself. I give thanks for the messages, energetic healing, and support, encouragement given to me now and always through unconditional love. I give permission to unconditional love to heal my body, mind, and soul through the healing frequencies of the numbers. May all beings feel the love and guidance, intelligence of this supportive, nurturing universe. Through loving grace and my own free will, so be it. So, card number 11, 1111, messages in number. Are you seeing numbers? Are they seeing you? What is your relationship like that? Deepen that relationship. Get curious. What can that relationship look like as you begin to bring more awareness to it? So, thank you guys so much for tuning in. That was a fun card to be able to practice reading there. Thank you again to Wizard for the raid and brought in a few more people. If you guys are new to my Twitch, please go ahead and feel free to follow. Again, I'm live here Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. EDT, and we do a variety of decks that we work with. And right now, before we even just wrap up this card, I invite you guys to write out a little affirmation. We usually do this after each reading. To write out a little affirmation based on the message of that card to kind of like embody what you just heard into your physical form once you speak it into your truth. So use an I am or a we are phrase. So I'll just give you an example. So I am continuing to deepen my relationship with numbers appearing to themselves through synchronicity as an affirmative way to support myself on this journey of shifting consciousness. Something like that. Whatever it means to you. If you guys want to write that out, if you guys just want to speak it to yourself, take a moment. Invite you to be able to do that. So super cool card there. So like I said, we'll take a little bit of an intermission here. For those of you who may be new, for those of you on Twitch, again, we've got a super awesome community outside of Twitch. We have a team of conscious media creators that we've been building over the years. If you guys are interested in connecting to our team of conscious media creators, I'll share with you the Discord server. You guys are welcome to be able to connect there. I've been creating conscious media for quite some time. We got a podcast. We've got a lot of awesome events coming up. We've got a conscious creator collaboration circle. And the way how we do these readings, these broadcasts are supported and powered by people contributing their support on PayPal and Patreon. So as we're doing this, we're building our goal on Patreon. So I know you guys are new. So you guys are, again, welcome to even just check out the Patreon and see if it's something that resonates with you. And even just check out the Discord and come back another day. And through there, that is what initiates the further readings for this broadcast. So if anybody wants to be able to contribute on PayPal, go ahead and do that. And then we'll do another reading and you guys can help facilitate that next reading. And if you want to be able to join in on Patreon, again, that's a monthly contribution. And I'll just show you guys real quick for those of you on Twitch. We do also have these beautiful items available for those of you on the Twitch. And for those of you who join in on Patreon, when you join in at the $33 level on Patreon, which is the highest, the best value on Patreon, these are Light Guardian crystals. I hand make these. Beautiful crystals. They're kind of like ancient tools from Lemuria, Atlantis. You can use them for like meditation, little like fidget spinners, even like energy work, whatever you want to use them for. Those are available through my shop, which you can purchase individually. That's another way to support. But if you join on the Patreon, you get a discount for them. And if you join at the $33 level on the Patreon, you get a complimentary one if you just pay shipping. So that's a quick little plug there. The link for the Patreon and the PayPal is in the info for this video. We may be doing another reading. I'm not 100% sure. If you guys want to be able to contribute, that's totally fine. We've done a few readings so far today and a few meditations. We did a meditation, like I said, where we like connected with our ancestors, which is really cool. We've been on air for over 2 hours, so I'm comfortable being able to wrap it up in the next little bit, but I'll let you guys decide if you guys would like to be able to contribute and initiate another reading for the team. So if so, we'll keep an eye on the PayPal. And if anybody wants to join on PayPal or Patreon, we'll keep an eye on there, and then we'll do another reading accordingly. So thank you guys so much again for joining in. My name is Brendan, Mystic Spider-Man. I've been creating conscious media for over 10 years and helping facilitate community. And again, these broadcasts are not just about tarot. They're about bringing together other awesome people. So if you guys are tuning in on Twitch, thank you for being one of those awesome people. Thank you, fellow mystics and superheroes. And shout out to those of you who support the tarot community on Twitch. It means a lot. It's awesome to see so many people excited about tarot tuning in. So beautiful. All right, team. Like I said, we may be close to wrapping it up. If anybody does want to be able to contribute, that's totally fine. But otherwise, we're probably gonna wrap it up. So if anybody's feeling like they want to be able to power the broadcast through a PayPal or Patreon contribution, do me a favor, drop a 555 in the chat, and then that way we can just know you're signing up. Shout out to our recent Patreon supporters. Shout out to Jennifer, shout out to Tara, and shout out to Sierra as well. And again, we do have some upcoming events. So we have our Conscious Creator Collaborative Circle today, every Tuesday at 4 p.m. EDT for our Patreon supporters. So you guys are welcome to be able to join in for that. And again, for those of you on TikTok, if you guys just want to send me a DM on Instagram, that's totally fine. Feel free to reach out and I can always send you more information there. And especially if you're looking to be able to connect into our conscious community discussion circles. Tomorrow we have a group discussion on what the question. It's a paradigm shift circle discussion. The question is, what makes your heart sing? So that's going to be broadcast on my YouTube and facilitated through Discord. So it's pretty cool the way how we got things set up here in the community. And for anybody who's tuned in right now, you guys are welcome to take part in those. So if you guys would like to be able to join in for those discussions, just connect to the Discord server. And again, the link for that's in the info for this video and posted into the chat. So cool. Thank you again. We got about 6 people tuned in between Twitch and YouTube, and 9 people actually tuned in also on Instagram as well. So thank you guys for tuning in. We've done several readings for today. I think, like I said, I think we'll probably wrap it up today. But if anybody does want to be able to contribute last minute for any contributions on PayPal or Patreon, go ahead and do that now. Takes a minute to be able to throw a contribution that way. And again, if you want to do a $5 contribution, that's totally fine. If you want to do a little bit extra, then we'll pay it forward, and we'll keep some readings going for those still to come. Thank you to the 23 followers on Twitch. Again, we're still growing things there, so I appreciate everybody just hanging out. And for those of you who are regulars on YouTube as well, and again, for those of you on Twitch, feel free to connect further, and you guys are welcome to connect to the Discord server. So cool. All right, and gave a follow there to some of the people as well. So awesome. Cool. Just checking out Wizard's page. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Wizard, for supporting the stream there. Super cool. Who else is broadcasting on? Maybe we'll do a raid before we jump off here. All right, last call for anybody who would like to be able to contribute on Twitch. On Patreon or PayPal for any other on-air readings. And well, I'll try doing a raid here. I want to be able to do a raid for Margot. Margot is live on air right now. Let's give Margot a follow. See if this works. Bum, bum, bum. All right, let's see if this works. I'm gonna practice doing a little bit of a raid here. Okay, raid. Can't raid that channel. Sorry. So I'm just checking out Margot's broadcast right now. Awesome. Sweet. All right. Thank you again to a few of you who are still on Twitch. Just trying to see if there's a channel that we can raid here. Thank you again to those of you tuning in. We're just wrapping up here for today. See if I can do a raid here. There we go. I'm just raiding Etienne. Quick little raid. So we'll shut it off in a second. We're just transferring things with a raid here. So. Woohoo! Okay. All right, thank you again to those of you on Instagram. So we're just gonna wrap things up here. So for those of you on Instagram, if you guys want to reach out to me for an individual reading, feel free to do that. You can again just DM me on Instagram, and if you guys want to be able to join in for some future broadcasts, I'm live here Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. EDT. So cool. Awesome. Cool. Thank you again to those of you on Instagram. If anybody else would like to be able to receive an on-air reading, let me know real quick. You guys can contribute on PayPal. I'm still like got enough energy to do at least like one more reading, and if so, just drop a 555 in the chat, and then you can jump over to the link in my profile to be able to contribute on PayPal if you guys want to do that as well. And yeah, super excited to just be able to hang out here. Been making my way into the Twitch community for tarot, and yeah, super excited to just be able to see how things are naturally unfolding. So cool. All right, so last call for anybody on Instagram. If you guys would like to be able to receive an on-air reading, go ahead and let me know real quick. And I think we're just about ready to wrap it up, so that's totally fine. So. Cool. All right, last call for those of you on YouTube, those of you on Twitch, those of you on Instagram. Last call as we're just about ready to wrap it up here. We've done several readings today. As always, super grateful for everybody tuning in. And again, if you'd like to be able to reach out for me for private readings, it's totally fine. And you can also, again, contribute on air when we're on air for PayPal, Patreon contributions, and help us reach our next goal of 111 on Patreon. So cool. All right. Okay, team. Let's wrap it up. We're ready to finish it off. We'll be back here soon enough. And conscious creators, we got our collaborative meeting today at 4 p.m. for those of you who are on the Patreon. So cool. All right, ready to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is Mystic Spider-Man signing off. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Much love.